What's also really funny, like I was with Stego a bit, like the past few months. I was hanging around with him a little bit, and also on Twitch. And he said that it was unfortunately that he couldn't drive the INTC, the Island NASCAR Tournament Championship, what we did. He literally said, he called. Rip Panda. Um, yeah, he literally said that like after it was done. And like he's probably the only one who wants the second part. I don't know, like a fourth on. I know it was quite confusing and very chaotic, and I also left the Discord because I wasn't really. I don't want to blame it on my health, but it kind of was the thing. Like things got out of hand, and yeah, like I cannot deal properly with pressure anymore, which is like the biggest point. And this event gave me so much pressure. Like I'm not used to handling a tournament, and like I mean it's good when tournaments, obviously in Discord, when there's like always talking points. Like then you see the event is not that, definitely. And which was in fact, like I couldn't even sleep properly because always someone had some questions in Discord, and some rule changes they wanted, and things they didn't understood. So it was quite a heavy task for me, and there was way too much. Like I was in the end of the event, like I was close to being into the hospital again. Fuck, I pressed enter. For everyone who wants to know some side facts. Like, I have a disease which doesn't, with scales, with stress and pressure, which is why I cannot do the most of the jobs anymore. Which is why I'm jobless right now and trying to search a work which is not that stressful. Even though a lot of jobs are stressful, but they are like not that demanding. We have to find something. Whoa, how did he save that? Can you say DJ pump on the replay? Yeah, and like leading wise, this was like the biggest mistake I ever done hosting my own tournament. There were so many rule changes, and also like yeah, like because we were only two admins and the plan was fully by us. We didn't told others like how we want our mm, how we want our how did he not get a slowdown there? What the fuck, Panda? Wall hacks or what? Bro, he touched the wall on the finish line and was so lucky that he didn't got a slowdown there. Like at least that how it looked like. Crazy. Um, where was I? I sometimes lose the point if I see something like this. Mm. Mm. Yeah, so it wasn't a really good idea to host a tournament and only have two admins like me and Bergbauer. Because yeah, we had a special system for the tournament. We didn't want it that the tournament becomes like every tournament, every other tournament, and Remavik, for example, like this art of the this part of the tournament, like because we only had really short matches, and it was a pleasure to watch them. I think because we really didn't had like 11 or 12 matches in one week, which like the BFNL problem had. BFNL had way too many matches, in my opinion. Of course, our tournament wasn't perfect either. Like, we had a lot of flaws. But yeah, so and the most worst thing for me just was because I was the organizer and obviously also an admin. If people wanted a rule change or if people had questions, like then they asked me, what is understandable. But then they pressured like the admins to do a decision. Like, they said this is not a good thing. Do something about that or re-riot. I don't know. Like, that was always the mood for me in the Discord. And then I couldn't really sleep because I was thinking about what I should change at the event. And also was discussing with Werkbauer, like basically whatever we did, it was never correct. And that got so much at some point that I said I don't want to be the organizer anymore. I had a lot of stomach aches during that time and bleeding and shit, and yeah, was barely able to play the last match, which I also terribly fucked up. Like, that was definitely not my day. Got completely wrecked and we flew out against Peony. Yeah, so to come back, Razorlight and Stako said they wanna have an INTC 2 and drive there. And I was talking with Webbau if we should do INTC 2, if we should plan one, and maybe let some other people organize it, but keep our rules. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to ask if there's any interest before. Yeah, but you can't know. The thing is, I did not know that. Like, I was completely new to tournament hosting, and yeah, I just thought my event would go like that, and nobody would complain. But I was not used to getting such a backslash. And the thing we did wrong was satisfying everyone. Like, we thought, okay, if people have complaints, then we can fit the system to it. And then it obviously looked like we're changing the system how we want, and not in favor of P&E or other stuff. Like, that we cheating on the system and all that bullshit. Like, I even gave our win away, or our secondary place, just because some people were complaining like that these people shouldn't have get points. And yeah, P&E completely abused the system, not gonna lie. Like, they played with 2 people every time, even though their team was consisting of 4, only because they knew they don't stand a chance with 4 players. Because nothing against Deft, really nice dude, but he wasn't on the skill level as Spider and Panda and also Blitzernaut. So they just always said, yeah, they are ill or can't drive, so let's do a 2v2. And that totally. The thing is, we didn't put that in the rules, like, because we didn't expect it that someone would be as cheesy as that. And so we obviously couldn't forbid it, and this has led us to a lot of draws, which made some streams really boring. And some matches, because there was draw mania happening. And also, as we didn't expect it that someone would go 2v2 and there would be a lot of draws, we didn't have the draw rules, so it was all over the place. Yeah. But you really have to expect the worst, like that no one is going to do a legit tournament. Like there's always some people who sneak in stuff. It already started with the fact that DGF did some strange stuff as well. Like, what was it again? Like, I remember we built our teams, and I seen okay, P&E doesn't go with their strongest drivers because they had Deft in and Blitzer, which were not that familiar um, on Island NASCAR. So I said to my team, we cannot go with only overpowered drivers because that would make every match boring. And as I seen that DGF had a weaker player, Extreme in that case. Now you will say that Extreme is a really good player, but believe me, on NASCAR Island he is not. He is 2 or 3 seconds behind the average, I would say. The average being like really good players. I don't mean average like noobs. But yeah, he is not on the pace and he knows that, and so it's a weaker player. So you have Extreme as a not that good player in DGF. We had the Deft, for example, in P&E. So they kinda balanced it out. And we had that at multiple other teams. So I was like, okay, we cannot go with 4 overpowered drivers then, because that would suck against those who just want to try out the INTC. And yeah, we took Sunny then in our extreme team. Sunny is not that bad, but also he didn't have the pace on some of those tracks. We really had to carry him, let's face it. And yeah, that went fine until all of a sudden, like, was it one day before or one day after, DGF said Extreme cannot drive because his SSD broke. And all of a sudden they put Kush in, which is like, dude, this guy Kush, he's almost driving as good as me. That was like getting, I don't know, Shimmy or Astinos into the game. And all of a sudden DGF was so fucking strong against our lower tiers. Against our balanced teams. So with Kush they were like really sanding it. And it got really hard. And then the weird thing on that thing, like we allowed it. It was one day or at the time the INTC was starting. I don't know anymore, but we allowed it. And then 1 week later, I see Extreme driving on World Re Endurance Cup, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on? This is so shady." Like, if his SSD broke and then he's online, bro. Like, what? He probably didn't want to drive the INTC, or Kush said, yo, I can make your team go winning. I don't know what the strategy was. I don't want to say that they also cheated the rules. It's hard to tell. But at least I seen him online, and then I said that, and other people were like, yeah, maybe he got to drive on someone else's PC, but that still doesn't make him able to drive the INTC. So I was like, okay, what the fuck? Whatever then. We just win against Kush then and a really powerful DGF team. Whatever. We can do it. And yeah, then probably P&E realized that they can scam the system as well. So they started to only, like, after they lost the first match because Deft and Blitzer really weren't on the pace. They dropped those 2 drivers and said always they don't have time. Job life is more important than the INTC. And all of a sudden, it was P&E was such a strong team because again, Spider and Panda are equal drivers almost, and Spider was one of the best island NASCAR drivers back in the days, 2012. So it was an overpowered team again. And then it's so hilarious. It's so fucking hilarious, this whole cup, man. And then they were like, that Extreme is way too strong and overpowered, and we cheating the rules, and we putting the points to us, and uh, yikes. Bro, we had Sunny. He did DD20 on some of those tracks, and we carried him, which was a thing which P&E should have done as well. But yeah, we didn't expected him to come with 2 people, and we didn't wanted to ban P&E just because they don't show up with 3 or 4 people, so we allowed to, which was a thing we shouldn't have done. But yeah, whatever. It's the past now. And I've ranted about 20 minutes now about the INTC. It was such a drama, but yeah, like if there would be interest and maybe we ban P&E, then I would do a INTC too. Or we put very, very clear rules. But yeah, I've talking with FAZ, FATS, Steko, and Flippy about it, and they really say like, yeah, if you organize a NASCAR tournament, there has to be so many rules to don't let P&E do shady stuff. So it's already known, and that's kind of the reason why I hate the NASCAR scene nowadays.